Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. Good evening to our fellow Brits.
It's a balmy evening here, isn't it, in Washington?
Washington is hot, man.
Show us your top.
So I am fully stars
It's
and
not called
stripes.
Union Jack, is it? I'm drunk again. This is welcome to the only
Hello.
presidential coverage where someone's going to have a jump. Oh, right, we're here for the first exit poll from CNN.
Polls are coming in.
We thought we'd go live.
I'm having a Jack Daniels.
What does an exit poll mean, Ned?
It means what people are saying when they come out.
Yeah. So in the last election, when CNN did this exit poll, they predicted it correctly. They called a Biden victory. We are now in 28 seconds going to get. So this isn't what the vote is. This isn't the result. This is a prediction.
Prediction from those that are exiting so far.
Exactly. So I'm going to turn it up. You might hear it in the background. I've got a feeling it could be a Harris victory.
That's just because you've seen. Oh, that's the old numbers.
No. Yeah,
that's 2020.
You're right, darling. Okay, bear with us 1 second. Here it comes.
Here it comes.
I'm going to turn up the volume.
This is the exit poll.
It might get closed.
Let's see where America is right now.
They are predicting. You ready?
They're going to take a bit longer than this.
Oh.
Yeah, they're going to do all this.
Hang on, no, they're not. It's coming. How are we all? How are you all? It's amazing, isn't it, how America sort of deals with everything like it's a sporting event. Suddenly the sinister aspect to Trump has gone. Oh, here we go. This is Jake Taver. You ready? An early read.
Look, they've given Trump a better hairstyle. They've tidied them both up.
Exit poll coming.
No, they're going to string it out. So just quickly first, okay. Never mind exit poll. Let's do a straw poll. Who are you hoping for, Trump or Harris?
Any Trump fans?
Did you see him the other day? I say Harris. Nobody knows who I'm talking about. You can't say Harris. You can't say.
You got to say Kamala. Kamala. He looks very tired, Trump. I don't know if anyone else felt that. He looked very tired. Should we play? This was him when he went to vote for himself. And bizarrely, even though he's a convicted felon, he can vote for himself. So let's just play. This was
35 felons, isn't it? It's been
34 felines. Here we go.
If it's a fair election, I'd be the first one to acknowledge it. And I think so far, I think it's been fair. I don't have to tell them that there'll be no violence. Of course there'll be no violence. My supporters are not violent people. I don't have to tell them that. And I certainly don't want any violence, but I certainly don't have to tell. These are great people. This was the best, I would say this was the best campaign we ran.
He also said there that he's not going to campaign again. I know. Should we just have
if I was married to him, I would have to wear dark glasses that size at all times so I could hide what I was actually bloody thinking.
But they're not only dark, they're really thick.
Thick so that no emotion can come through.
Yeah, let's just pop up the image of her as he's talking. Look, there is literally zero emotion. I mean, is she she's just there for the cash. She's cut the deal. She's got certain appearances. She's got a post-nipped up, Jules.
She's got certain appearances she has to be there for, and she's there for this. And he's this whole thing, no violence, no. He's got his hearing. A few weeks afterwards.
I thought you meant he's got his hearing test.
No, I mean he's got.
No, I know. He's got his hearing.
Sentencing.
I think how do you think he's presenting? He seems old. No, they're in mid-interview. He seems very old and frail.
Well, but I mean, he is 78.
Yeah.
And he's been, credit where credit's due.
Can you imagine Daniels have you had?
1, 2,
it's got 35
Can you imagine your mum getting on the bus and going to Brixton?
I couldn't imagine.
And he's flown left and right. And apparently he's made very big geographical mistakes. Emily Maitlis
He has. Apparently, if you look at what he's drawn it in the. Did you know he's flown in the shape of a hamburger?
I don't know about that.
They think that might be purposeful.
But Emily Maitlis said he's gone the wrong way round. He's gone left. He's gone right. He's gone back up again.
Where should he have gone?
And apparently he's very superstitious. So the place he needs to go to, he's not going to go to.
Which is his home in New York. That's the only place where he feels safe. So
it's the place he's not going to win. Though.
So let's see what some of you guys are thinking is going to happen. Reese Roberts, the issue with Trump is everyone ages around him drastically due to all the stress he creates.
Well, we were just watching Scaramouche, and he was saying that his contacts within the Trump team are saying that they're all just like infighting. They don't want to get out. They don't want to serve. No.
They're like, if he wins, we're out of here. We've done our job and we're going. Yeah. Russ Souch, I'm hoping for Harris, but I think Trump will win. Have we got any? Come on, let's get some out-and-out Trump fans.
Not even just Trump fans.
Yes.
Who do you think? Because we've watched hours and hours, and nobody will even say what they got. Now, of course, nobody can know.
Oh, exit poll.
Here we go.
Exit poll. Oh. Early preliminary exit polls. I personally think Kamala is going to win. I haven't done until today, but I don't know how much of that is a left-leaning press promoting that narrative. Do you know what I mean?
You know what?
Voting closes. The first results will come in at midnight. We will be going live again when the first results start to come in. Here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, this is an exit poll.
7% of the United States are enthusiastic, only 7%.
About the way things are going in the US.
19% satisfied, 43% dissatisfied, and 29% angry.
Oh, so this isn't...
That doesn't look good.
That doesn't look good, but also, are they doing an exit poll about what people had for lunch?
No, how they feel about America.
America's Best Days poll, in the future, 61%. In the past, 34%.
That feels very Trump-like.
That feels Trumpian, doesn't it?
It does.
These exit poll questions.
I think it's going to be Trump.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good.
Don't you think? If it's saying, because it's the Make America Great Again.
Opinion of Biden as a president, 41% approve, 58% disapprove. Oh, they're building us up, CNN, aren't they? They're titillating us. But Biden isn't Kamala.
Yeah, but she hasn't done a lot of what the change is, has she?
Okay, so is it just an exit? This is an exit poll about how Americans are feeling, not an exit poll on the way in which people are likely to vote. Maybe they know the result. It's such a spectacular win for Kamala. They don't want to show it because otherwise people would all turn off. You have to factor this in. If suddenly the statistics showed it's going to be a complete landslide.
No, I don't think so. I think people will want to watch if it's a landslide. Yeah, because it would be an absolute historic moment.
What do you think
First
Trump will do?
American female president.
Have you seen
Trump finally shut up forever? It's huge.
I'm going to show you the front cover of a new album that's being released.
Oh my God. Look at that.
Don't know what's on that album, but there's some other images from... This is from the celebrity sort of concert that Kamala had last night, wasn't it? Last night. And I was of the opinion, there's Lady Gaga. That was Oprah a minute ago. Lady Gaga singing. There's Kamala. There's looking very happy.
And we were like, God, is it the right thing to do to have a big celebrity party?
Look, that's a Trump impersonator.
I think you should be having the party after you've won or not.
Yeah.
But I suppose in a way they've got to celebrate all the work everybody's done. And if you've lost, it would be weird to have a party afterwards.
Ricky Martin.
But also there's been a lot of debate about whether she should have done this, you know, that Hillary Clinton made a mistake of having a big celebration. And the thing is, you know, is it going to give that same vibe? But I think she's just a very different person from Hillary Clinton.
I disagree.
Hillary Clinton was seen as, you know, part of the dynasty and, you know, very, very smug. I mean, for all the things I don't like about Kamala, I don't think she comes across as smug or snooty.
No, I think she just comes across as utterly incoherent at times and quite sort of, and just not clear in what she's saying. I mean, one thing I personally am with Scaramouche in this. I think it is a bad thing. I think Americans in Hollywood and Americans in New York and in the political class in Washington, I think they forget that the vast majority of Americans see the elite as just being this kind of spoon-fed, silver spoon, privileged kind of group. But
also, when you compare Trump last night and her, Trump was like slurring and vicious and nasty.
Wasn't he putting the hammer in for Nancy Pelosi last night, was it?
Disgusting.
Yeah.
He really was rude about her.
What do you think?
And then
guys,
he was
about the
going, I
celebrity
want to
thing?
use the word. I want to use the B word. And they were all like encouraging him to say, you know, oh, I mean, it was just awful. So in that's kind of what changed my mind a bit. I thought, there she is, full of joy.
Yeah, she is. She's joyful.
And in America, they, you know, that sort of thing plays quite well, I think.
It does I think it does with showbiz people.
No.
And I don't know why I'm pointing at you like that, but I mean, you've met Oprah, and you know, I think it does float with showbizy people. I don't think it cuts through. I mean, Zoe agrees. Celebs don't help, to be honest. Young Forever, though, says it's a celebration to give thanks to all the people who worked on the campaign, win or lose.
Exactly. And they can't do it if they, oh my God, Emily Maitlis and John, whatever his name is today, we're talking about, they were both there for the Hillary.
Dina Sawalha says fake joy. I'm with you.
Yeah,
it's totally fake joy.
But listen, I'm telling you something.
Yeah, so Dina interrupted.
Yeah, she'd have to wait. Yeah. Hillary Clinton, you know, they got this massive venue. They had a glass ceiling, well, and which there was going to be loads and loads of like these glittery
balls
bits. Oh, Mark, if you're going to keep finishing my set, it's really annoying.
It wasn't balls. No,
if it was
glitter balls.
No, it wasn't a bloody glitter ball.
Is a reasonable reach.
It was glitter confetti.
I hate glitter confetti. It goes everywhere.
No, but shut up. Which was,
this is a shared broadcast.
Yeah, but every time I talk, you finish.
No, I don't. Just grab on, and swing.
Go on, you say what you were saying.
Tell us about your glittery bits.
No,
glittery.
No,
how are we talking about glitter?
Well, because you didn't listen to any of the bloody first sentences. That's why.
For God's sake, listen. I don't think celebrities
we're listening
work.
Now. What do you want? You've said it 4 times.
Dina's come in and she said it's fake.
Give us something new. You said that already. So now you're going
to give us glitter falling from the ceiling.
So Hillary Clinton made the terrible mistake of hiring a massive venue. Emily Maitlis and her friends were there. The glass ceiling, at which point, when she won, all these glitter effect confettis were supposed to fall as if she'd broken the glass ceiling.
Right.
And they were going to celebrate up until a certain time and then all go off. But they were all paralysed with misery because she lost. Nobody could move. It took her hours to make the phone call. And guess what? It was booked for a wedding.
What was?
The venue.
What do you mean it was booked for a wedding? They were there.
No, but for the next day it was booked for a venue. But because they were all depressed and they stayed longer than they should just being depressed, they had to be kicked out of the venue.
Babe.
Mark,
is this what we've paused to hear?
Mark, this is a very good...
Hang on, the last year, the Clintons... The last election, the Clintons...
No, not the last election. The election before. It was Biden and Trump.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, my God.
2016.
God. You're trying to tell us a story about a venue that was booked, that had glitter due to fall down, but because they were all depressed, someone said, oh, no, it's booked, double booked for tomorrow.
No, because you don't listen to me.
That was not a story.
This has got boring. Move on.
It's so boring.
Boring.
What happened to the glitter?
Well, it bloody came down, but she hadn't won.
So what did they all do?
And then they started bringing the trestle tables for the wedding. No, because they were going to leave at like 11, but because everyone was depressed. Hang on a minute. How do you
know they were going to leave at 11? Because if they won the election, there's no way on earth they were leaving at 11.
They were all like this. They were all just depressed. And then the wedding people came in and said, I'm terribly sorry, we're going to have to ask you to leave. Emily Maitlis said
Oh my God, Timothy Spall talking about roads in Forest Hill springs to mind right now. I think it's a very odd story.
Don't you want to know about Hillary Clinton's embarrassing venue story? Come on.
I don't think I do want to know about Hillary Clinton's embarrassing venue story.
Snooty cow.
Snooty cow? Hi, Nanny Di. Nanny Di's in the room.
Hi, Nanny Di.
Don't kill each other, says Michelle Nye.
You've got a long night ahead. Mad.
Hang on. Am I allowed to say that you're driving me mad?
He might have
Wait. I thought there was something coming. Carol Robertson, Nadia, I heard the story. It was really good.
Thank you.
Well, there you go.
It was a really good story.
Christopher Cundall, don't worry, Nadia. Oh, sorry, it's Christopher Cundall. I heard the story about what you're saying. Doesn't say if it's good or not, though.
It was a good story.
Sarah D. If Trump gets in, it worries me about all the stuff going on with Putin and Kim Jong-un at the moment, boys and their toys and all that. But
he's a very clever guy. Apparently, on day 1, he's going to sort out Ukraine, and on day
Israel.
2, he's going to sort out Israel.
Yeah, he's just going to stop the
wars. We've got nothing to worry about because, He's the smartest man that ever lived.
Yeah. How to stay married so far, Mandy Nanny. Don't do a live on the election. No, you're absolutely right. Do you want
on the erection.
Do you want to see a really embarrassing advert promoting Trump just to turn us over?
Greatness doesn't discriminate.
Oh, God.
It doesn't see where you're from, what you look like, or who you know. Greatness is for those who work for it, for those who keep moving forward. Greatness is for anyone willing to fight for it.
It looks like lipstick. I'm not making light of that, but doesn't that look like he's been kissed?
That's awful. It looks like he's in an orgy.
Oh, no, I've got hiccups. Oh. Baby, you all right?
I thought it's because I said orgy.
Sorry, I'm worried I'm going to enter hiccup city. What did you just do?
Let on my phone.
I was going to say, did anyone else think that looked slightly like he's flying through the air?
It did. I thought he was suddenly going to fly off with the snowman.
Yeah. I mean, look. I mean, it's...
Greatness doesn't...
Do it to it. Wait.
Oh, who's that?
It's a boy.
Oh.
It's a child. Oh, anyway, in Kuala Lumpur, it's 32 degrees centigrade. It was like the AHA video, Heather Draper. You're absolutely right.
Yes, it was.
But meanwhile...
Right, come on. I want gut instinct. What does your gut tell you? Can we do a poll so we can count them?
We can't on StreamYard. No, we can't.
Okay,
what
we're going to have to count
gut
them.
Tell you?
Just one word. Trump or Kamala now.
Mama,
oh, look at that. It looks like my boobs.
Looks like your boobs are going up.
Oh, my God. Mama, Miss American
keep doing
Pie.
it. It's fanning.
Oh, I lifted to the levee, but the levee was dry. Oh, good old-fashioned whiskey and rye. Oh, that'll be the day that I die.
Right, okay. Look, it's coming in. We're having our own exit poll.
Here we go.
We got...
You count Kamala's, I'll count Trump's.
Oh, no.
Okay,
some people have done Harris and Kamala.
Well, that's all right.
Starting with Kerry Gracie, you do the Kamala and Harris's. You ready? It's going to be very boring for them if we're going to quietly... You don't have... No!
Can someone else count them?
Someone else count them. It looks like...
Let's have just a general reaction.
It looks like a slim majority for Kamala.
What do you mean? I've not seen one bloody Trump yet.
That's what
There's
I
one.
just said, a slim majority.
Well, it's not a slim majority, is it? It's a big
You're
majority.
Going to dispute everything. Stay down.
It's a big majority.
It's not as big as...
It is. I've seen one Trump. Slim majority means just by a hair's breadth.
Very mixed, says Susan Selling.
Susan Selling,
Friendly
stop causing
pup,
trouble.
we have to come out of StreamYard to do it, and then the audio is mad, and it's a bloody night. That was a con, what CNN sold us then. That's not an exit poll.
That was a con.
That's a con of an
they
exit poll.
should have said, we're just going to see how everybody's feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
new exit poll information coming back.
Oh.
He's sitting... Oh.
Numbers, he's saying.
Oh.
You know who this bloke is? He's the bloke that we have that goes, did it? Oh, you can't see me.
No.
Oh. He's the one that does this.
Yeah.
What's the bloke called that does our one?
Peter Snow.
Peter Snow. Peter Snow.
You look
CNN
like you're skiing. Pretend to ski across. Ski. Move.
Stop my finger!
Dead.
Just sat on me.
Scaramouche. The rest is politics,
okay,
USA.
Toffee,
it's all right.
She thinks I'm being attacked.
We managed to get her a passport to fly her over to America. Okay, well, look, this was one of the last adverts that Kamala Harris's team
hang
posted.
on. Harris, most important issue. Democracy, abortion, economy.
56% democracy, 21% abortion. The worrying one is only 13% is economy, important to Harris. Most important issue for Trump is economy, 51%. Immigration, only 20%.
And that's all he's spoken about.
I'm just going to play this. This is an advert that Kamala Harris's team...
To Trump Trivia. Your contestant here is Donald J. Trump. Donald's fun fact, he was recently found guilty on 34 felony counts. How about that? Okay, first question. Donald, what do you call people who live in Arizona? Is it A, Zonies, B, Arizonans, C, neither?
Azerasians.
Oh, Donald, that's incorrect.
Azerasians.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Next question, true or false? Joe Biden and Kamala Harris secured a $35 insulin price cap.
And I also gave you $35 insulin. No, I did it.
Oh, Donald, that's not even remotely true. In fact, your plan calls for ripping healthcare away from millions of Americans. You should be ashamed of yourself. Okay, question 3. In 2016 and 2020, who won the state of New Mexico in the presidential race? Was it A, Republicans, B, Democrats, C, other?
And let me tell you, I believe we won it twice, okay?
Poor, sweet, deluded Donald. You lost Trump trivia.
Did you see him? Where was it? Was it yesterday or the day before where he said, I never should have left?
Yes.
In 2020, I never should have. That's not how it works, honey bunny.
Yeah.
There's like people go and vote and then somebody loses and then they have to leave. It's not up to you whether you go. And you know what I think is tickling him in his ear?
What's tickling him in his ear, Nads?
Is that
what?
She will have to allow him to win.
Who? Who will have to allow him to win?
No, she will have to concede.
What?
If he wins.
Who?
Kamala.
But he's not. I don't.
She has to call it.
I genuinely don't believe he's going to win.
She has to call it.
I don't.
She, as vice president, she has to call it.
I don't think he's going to win. I'm calling
I
it
don't
now.
think he's going to win.
My gut is that women and young voters are going to come out in their droves.
I have to believe that women will save the world, and it is going to be up to women and young women and old women and all women. Stand up and say, no bloody way, matey flip. You still don't understand consent. You know, 3 days ago he said, I'm going to protect the women of America, whether they like it or not. No. That's not how it works, whether you like it or not.
Cover your ears. Cover your ears.
No, you're going to say something.
Cover your ears.
No.
Cover your...
They're eating the dogs.
Mark.
They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
Of America. Sorry, someone just asked for the impersonation. Shall we have a little moment of the highlights of the sort of whole election process? We've got a little kind of compilation here.
We have earned the support of enough delegates to secure the Democratic nomination.
If they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs. The people that came in, they're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look. If
it is my great...
We need the bit when she says, what do you think, Mr. President?
I know.
He goes, I don't understand. He doesn't understand.
I don't understand what Joe just said. I don't think Joe knows what he just said.
Honored to have Joe Biden's endorsement in this race. So, Wisconsin, I am told as of this morning that we have earned the support of enough delegates to secure the Democratic nomination.
I mean, let's just pause for a second. It's been a remarkable election journey.
Yeah.
I mean, an interesting thing that actually was being said on the Rest is Politics USA as well earlier this evening, and it's a very fair point, that the debate between Biden and Trump, Scaramouche says this, really destroyed the prospects for Trump and Biden. Because what Scaramouche was saying earlier, which I think is a really important point,
just
that
say
is
who Scaramouche is.
Scaramouche is the guy who's part of Rest is Politics US. He was his campaign manager for 10 days back in 2016.
No, he was his campaign manager through, but he was only 10 days in the White House.
He was
with him for months before that. But
he
was 10 days in the White House.
Why was he given 10 days worth of employment?
Only once he'd won.
Okay,
then
once he'd won. Okay.
But he was on the whole campaign tour.
Okay, so so he was saying that the reason that entire thing, although Trump came out of it on top, under normal circumstances, they would have had that debate much later on in the cycle. So could you imagine if they'd had the debate, say, closer to the election, and then we all discovered the horror of horrors, how Biden couldn't string a sentence together, Trump would have gone on to win. So Trump will have been kicking himself ever since then that he agreed to an early
He couldn't
debate.
wait. He couldn't wait to show off.
Exactly. Only 17%.
So he's been hoisted by his own petard.
Yeah, what does that mean, Nads?
It means he's
You're big on asking everyone else.
Scuppered himself.
But what does a petard mean? Do you know what it is?
I don't know what a petard is.
It's a bomb. But look, in Pennsylvania, just to pre-warn you, no funny business at the voting. What are they called? Machines.
Booth.
We do have the jail cells. We do have the Philly juries, and we have the state prisons. So if you're going to try to turn an election into some form of coercion, if you're going to try to bully people, bully votes or voters, you're going to try to erase votes, you're going to try any of that nonsense, we're not playing. F around and find out.
I love the way he says that. Can you imagine any official in this country saying you F around and you'll find out?
Sorry, I'm just looking because all of the British papers are reporting the first exit polls and they're reporting the same information. I thought there might have been different.
But that information suggests to me Trump.
Yes.
That is all Trump, that information.
Here's another statistic that's a little bit worrying. So in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania, the early votes for Kamala, the early votes are 406,000. Scaramouche was saying that when Biden was running for Pennsylvania in the last election, he got 1 million. She's got 406,000, and Kamala's team were hoping for between 600 and 700,000, which even Scaramucci in that kind of chat that we just saw earlier this evening was looking to everyone else for some guidance on what exactly that meant and how.
Maybe just not everyone's voted yet.
Well, no, but traditionally the Democrats have their strongest turnout in the early votes.
No, but the last election, there was a huge amount of that early voting, wasn't there? Because of the.
But there's infinitely more on this one.
Is there?
Infinitely more. More Republicans have voted than ever in early voting. Not necessarily more than the Democrats, but it's unusual.
Kept saying the whole time that you can't trust the vote.
It's not just mail votes. It's just in some states you can just vote earlier. It's odd there. But 80 million votes have already been cast. So it's astonishing.
Absolutely
so that's over half of the eligible kind of voting public. You've only got the same amount. But usually the vast majority of Trump supporters come out on the day.
But also I was listening to a pollster that was saying that a lot of undecideds, like completely undecideds, will be voting today. So you can't put into the poll.
Not just only undecideds, but people who've never voted before are going down to the polling station.
Just a really sweet girl. She was just 18 and she'd come to register and she'd said all her friends were voting and she's there for women's rights and it was her first ever vote. Very sweet. Yeah. Very important. 1880. Women, get out there and save the world, please. It's literally, that's how I feel about it. I feel that strongly about it. I think having heard his rhetoric over the last few months, just even specifically around Gaza, and the fact that he said, just bomb the nuclear sites. That's what we want, isn't it, in Iran? No.
Yeah.
No.
What do you think?
We don't want
for
that.
You, if you were an American, what for you is the top sort of subject, the top campaigning policy or issue?
Would be abortion.
It's the abortion, yeah.
Well, because having listened to a very intense podcast around it all and listening to the doctors and listening to how some women are dying and listening to doctors terrified to give women even a DNC after a miscarriage because they could be thrown in jail.
Just playing devil's advocate again, just playing devil's advocate for a minute. And I know there are a couple of Trump supporters who said it's quite nice and refreshing that you do sometimes play devil's advocate. On the issue of abortion, which it's beyond reprehensible that the Roe v. Wade was scrapped and repealed and reversed. And what that means is you can still get abortions if your state, the state that you live in, decides that you can. Basically the decision making.
That's very precarious.
No,
because
it is
they're
precarious.
not answering directly whether they're going to extend that across the country.
And it doesn't speak to the absolutely sort of, totally unchallengeable right of a woman across the nation to be able to have the choice to do what she wants with her body anyway.
And what I've hated about the debate, is that we've moved back again to, but what if a woman's raped? What if a woman's abused? What if a woman just doesn't want to have a child?
Yes.
And it seems like that we have to, keep escalating the reasons. No, the reason is my choice. It's nobody else's choice. I could do it just because I don't want a baby, just because I'm not ready, just because I don't, and for it now to be only discussed around being raped by your brother, which is how the dialogue is going.
But that what you've just said to many very religious people, people who are against abortion, that's something that's absolutely reprehensible. What you just said, the idea that I should just be able to have the right
those are the very same people that say everybody has a right to a gun, and more children are killed in America every year by guns than by any other form. And also, are you then, when a child is born that is not wanted, or maybe the family isn't able to sustain them, feed them, are you going to pay for them? Are you going to look after them?
Yeah. No, of course.
And
of course I agree.
What about when there are women dying? There was one that died last week.
But
is the mother's life not as important?
Can I say something about this?
Well, I am the woman.
No,
what was most unpassionate about.
I know, but it's a conversation sometimes.
No, it wasn't. It was a rant for me.
Oh, fucking well, let me know next time.
Pick up
on the rant. Pick up my drink. Devil's advocate. Okay, I agree. And yes, as Reese, you've just said, it's a slow erosion of women's rights that's happening across time.
Across the world.
But within this election itself, has Donald Trump actually said that he wants the rules to change any more than they have?
He dodges back and forth from the question, and dodgy fuckers are dodgy fuckers. He's a con artist.
He has a wife who's incredibly pro women's rights and women having the right to make a decision over their bodies.
That's her way of also, just
hanging in there.
No, but also just having a go at him because obviously she's signed the deal for more money to stay married to him.
Right.
But she doesn't want anyone to think that she actually likes him. I wish we'd done a whole load of clips of her just shaking his hand off. That's been brilliant. I love watching that. Whenever he tries to hold her hand, she goes, "Get off." She can't stand him.
Now look at this. This is an important coming out of the exit poll. Most important issues for all American voters. 35% is democracy, 31% was economy, 12% was abortion. I was surprised by that. I was really surprised by that. So only 12, no, it's the previous one that's just gone. 12% of those polled have abortion as one of the top topics.
Now this is looking really, really bad for Kamala.
That's surprising. That's surprising me.
That's really bad for Kamala.
And I also want to ask this question, and it's an important question. And you are across so much of the content too. You're listening to podcasts, watching all the shows, read the papers and everything. Do you not think that the skewing towards Kamala and the sense or suggestion that she's going to do better and she's doing well and the female voters are going to rescue it? I've seen it everywhere. It's all over everything. Do you not? I can't help but feel that this is the left-leaning press wanting to make it a reality.
So it's interesting. That's not my sense of it. Everybody that I listen to wants that to be the case, but are extremely worried and don't think it necessarily is.
Here's another one in the poll. Family's financial situation today, better than 4 years ago, 24%. Worse than 4 years ago,
bad.
45%.
This is really bad.
About the same 30%. These are clever polls, actually, because
this is telling us.
Robin, where's Robin? You just kind of summed up the previous one. Here it is. Abortion ranks around 12 to 18% in the exit polls across states. Democracy and economy being on top from ones I've seen. I find that surprising.
Okay, being on top, right? Democracy. Now, Trump does not talk about democracy.
He does.
He doesn't.
He does. He talks about the fact that we've got to clean the swamp and the fact that the political classes have hoovered everything up, that no one's represented. I hate to say it, it's the very thing that we've often talked about. He's singing the right tune but using all the wrong words because he's the anti-establishment.
But it's her line, democracy. Democracy is at risk. You don't hear him saying the word democracy.
I've heard him say it loads. He talks about them being a direct threat to democracy. A type of democracy that is for him and his people. I've heard him say it many times. Yeah, he said it in his last sort of rally yesterday. Lucy Rose P. It's so crazy that for a country as big and as powerful as America, we won't be surprised if it's a close call. Trump landslide or Kamala landslide just shows how divided everyone is in the US. I didn't realize they call it the 50-50 nation because of this. I mean,
30,000 absentee ballots need to be recounted in Milwaukee. What does that mean?
Well,
what does it mean, absentee ballots?
30,000 that have been sent in. So these are the ones
they think might be a bit dodgy.
Bit dodgy, exactly. Steal the vote is a threat. No, Zoe, I'm not defending him in saying that, but he has been pounding out this idea that the governing classes have taken democracy in the wrong direction.
She already looks knackered, that presenter. She's going like this.
She's falling asleep.
She literally
falling asleep.
Too early.
But I do have to say also, and I have said this before, it's not a complicated thought to get around. He is saying nothing he says do I agree with, or do we agree with? But I think he speaks to people feeling frustrated and unheard and unrepresented.
I hear that. And I think that. I believe that.
Yeah.
And I do think, rather like with our socialist government here, they say they are for the people, but they're not. Listen, they're all after just themselves. They're all looking after themselves and their donors.
Yeah.
God,
Absolutely.
They took her off screen because she looked so knackered. They've put her back now. Look, she's forcing herself. They've said to her, you look half asleep.
It'd be funny if Melania has taken a line from Julia Roberts' advert and has voted for Kamala and not told him. Do you wonder if that's an ultimate...
She has. That's why she said
Smiling.
about, I've always believed in the rights of the women's rights.
Robin, I agree. I think it's Maddie. I agree those exit polls are interesting when compared to coverage I've seen here in Scotland today that reproductive rights has been the big talking point. Yeah, it's not that it shouldn't be the biggest talking point. It's not that abortion isn't really, and it would be for us as parents to daughters, the most important subject. I'm absolutely staggered and shocked that 12% of the exit poll is pivoting around abortion.
Guys, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell, because if we decide to go live again through the night, which we will, the notification bell will notify you.
That's a good point. If you subscribe, then click the little notification bell for always. And then when we will have to go live, because we'll probably stop this one soon.
29% are
We've got another 25 minutes before the first
29% are angry.
What does it say that?
Just gone.
All right. I think let's wrap up now. And then when we come back, the first polls close in 24 minutes. And we will literally get an exit poll that's a meaningful exit poll, and we'll get the first results. I think I'm right in thinking Georgia might be one of the first ones to start to declare, which is majorly important. It's one of the swing states. Again, if you're not across it, there are the swing states. There are 7 or so states, which is where all the focus is.
Well, they were annoyed this morning on the newscast because they said they've made it 8 now, and I don't know if that's Iowa.
Yeah, but Rory, whatever his name on Rest is Politics, made a very valid point. When you see things, no, Rory, the guy that is that. If you see the recent poll in Iowa that was putting, bizarrely, Kamala above Trump by 3% in a very safe Republican state, in a weird way, I don't think we are just restricted to these 7 swing states. It could be that if there's a substantial swing in either one direction, many more states could go. Now, just to put this in perspective, when I did this on the 2016 election when Trump won, I watched it all the way through. The New York Times, if you haven't got it, if you've got I don't think you need to even subscribe to use it. Go to the New York Times tonight. They have what's called the ticker. And it's like a sort of speedometer that flicks to the left, flicks to the right. I watched it across the night go from a very likely Clinton win all the way over to a very likely Trump win. It was an astonishing thing. It was a beautiful thing.
Why can't we have the ticker?
I'll get it for the next live. It was such a beautiful thing watching the ticker do
please
the ticker
go
thing.
to CNN and watch the woman.
Yeah, she's falling asleep.
She's literally...
So
she's going to fall asleep at some point today.
So rest assured, we'll probably be live again in another half an hour to 45 minutes.
But make sure you hit that notification bell, and then it will notify you, because otherwise there's no way of you knowing.
All right, guys. So see you in a tick. Tick a beautiful thing. It's beautiful.